A mysterious shadow. Keep in mind that this boss will always begin his attack pattern by teleporting. If he teleports close to you, be prepared for 2 claw attack moves. If he teleports some distance away from you, he's gonna be charging up some AoE move. You have plenty of time to walk towards him and do some damage. When he transitions from phase 1 to 2, he's gonna be dropping a lot of AoE damage on the ground. Don't panic, it's actually quite easy to dodge. In phase 2, he will do roughly the same thing, but you need to focus on dodging. Wait for the patterns where he's going to be charging a beam or doing a long range arm grab move. Those are your damage time windows. Phantom of the Lost Swordsman. She is one of the more difficult bosses in the game. When she holds her fan up to her face, get ready to dodge. She will do this multiple times in phase 1. Periodically, you will notice a clear shield around her. Then she'll play the retaliation sound effect, jump into the air, and dash towards you. In phase 2, she does a really long charge into 3 slashes. In my opinion, the best thing to do is actually just to walk as far away from her as possible. In phase 2, she is quite susceptible to being staggered. If you can, offense is the best defense. Just go at her. Everything you got, stagger her with all your attacks, get that damage in. Forest Guardian. This boss drops a lot of poison and roots to the ground. Keep yourself moving at all times. If you get caught by the roots, don't worry, you can wiggle your character out fairly easily. In phase 2, make it your top priority to destroy the green sacks at the root of the boss. The longer they stick around, the more health the boss regenerates. Goblin Champion. His attacks are fairly slow. Just pay attention to his big 3 side-to-side charges. Once he finishes his charges, he's gonna lay flat on the ground for you to beat down. Mad Gardener. His biggest attack is 3 side-to-side dashes. You can easily dodge it by going up and down. If you're playing single player with great connection, you can dodge through his scissors with ease. In phase 2, a lot of his big attacks makes him stand still. Mutated Priest. I love running into this boss because he stands still and waits for you to kill him. When he summons mobs, make sure you get rid of them first, especially the casters. The best place to stand is actually the bottom right hand corner. This spot is safe from most of his attacks, allowing you to continue your damage. Alchemist Eugene. Ideally, you finish both of them off at roughly the same time so they do not go berserk. However, if you are a single player, don't waste time. Go straight for Eugene and kill him. The berserk Bobby is not a big deal. On the other hand, berserk Eugene can waste your time. Last Guardian. Most of his attacks pull you towards him. To negate that, you want to be as close to him as possible and dash through him to his back. That is the safest spot. When he does the whirlwind spin, you have plenty of time to either walk or dash out. Treasure Anglerfish. This boss has one of the bigger character models, so fight him as you would the Wandering Knight. Stand directly above or below his character model near his mid-center. Watch out for the occasional whirlwind spins. His big attack involves him diving 3 times into the sand and popping out at you. You can dodge by walking far away. The 3rd time he pops out, he will suck you in, and this is extremely harmless. All you have to do is dodge to the side. The Captain. He slams his cannon 2 times. If your character model is close to him, he then spins before firing the cannonballs. Again, he slams his cannon 2 times. If you go away from him, he directly fires his cannonball. Angry Thunder Spirit. Throw the blue crystals at her to break the shield. She announces her main attack move by summoning lightning from her hands. First, she claws in one direction 2 times. Second, she'll do an AoE spin dash towards you. Third, she goes up into the sky and does a big AoE move. It's pretty harmless, just make sure you focus on dodging. Angry Spirit is actually one of the bosses that is easy to stagger. In fact, you can stagger her infinitely if you get her in the right angle. Developers, this is a feature, not a bug. Behemoth, a non-mobile tanky boss. Occasionally, he summons orbs that you can pick up and throw back at him. Your goal is to break the armor on his chest so you can do maximum damage. When he blows you across the screen to the left-hand side, make sure you get back close to him as quickly as possible because he will drop these blue crystals that you can throw at him to break his shield. Crystal Devourer, aka the Dragon. His most common attack move is 2 stomps into some kind of AoE attack, either a spin or he dashes from the sky at you. Now, you really need to watch out for his big air dash. Now this one, you want to dodge towards him. If you dodge away from him, the hitbox is a bit weird and it might clip you. Frost Colossus. You can ignore most of his attacks just by constantly sticking to his back. The only attack that might be dangerous is when he charges for an uppercut because he will follow it up with 2 more very quick attacks. My advice is to not greed damage and just focus on dodging the 2 upcoming attacks. When he does the big white AoE freeze, you can actually just dodge it. You don't need to completely get out of the circle. Wandering Knight, known to end the run for beginners. When he's on his horse, make sure you stay above or below his character model near his midline. His attacks are very wide range, so you want to dodge to the other side as quickly as possible ahead of time. Never stay directly to his left or right because his character model is too big for you to dash through. Now, no matter what weapon you're using, long range or melee, just stick to his center. That is the best and safest place to be. When he gets off the horse, it's a different beast. He goes berserk. However, he does have one pattern that he uses all the time. First, he does 2 sword slashes. Then, he raises his sword up and tracks you. It will go from left to right or right to left, so be careful. It will track your location. And third, he will either do a spin AoE attack or 2 sword slams. Again, he will do 2 sword slashes into a 3rd sword move from the top that tracks you into some kind of AoE move. If you understand and master this attack pattern, you will be able to beat this boss with ease. Nightmare Maid. You must first defeat her 2 puppets before facing the maid Eugene. Her 2 puppets have relatively slow attack patterns, so they're easy to dodge. After she fuses, her most common attack involves 2 claw attacks into a spin move. You need to watch out for her second spin. Whenever she does a spin, there's always going to be a second one. After her HP is low, she's going to perform an air dash after the 2 spins. Warden. As with many other bosses, the best place to be is by his side. He has 3 different major attacks. First, he's going to dash side to side 3 times. You can easily dodge this just by walking up and down. Second, he will fly high into the air, summon chainsaws on the floor, and launch artillery at you. You can walk around the room to easily dodge them all. Finally, he's going to do the spin. This is a bit tricky to dodge, but my advice is if you're close to him, you want to dash at him. Steward, the Demon Sealer. He only has 1 major attack pattern. First, he holds his swords horizontally, then thrusts it at you. Second, He follows it up with a couple jabs. Third and finally, he jumps into the air and dashes towards your recent location. When you master dodging this attack pattern, this fight will become super easy. Notice how I'm just walking around and then doing my damage after he does his attack pattern. Destroyer, Demon Lord. Big boss with an intimidating name. However, he's actually quite easy to beat. I think of him as a victory lap, where you are testing out your build. How much damage are you doing? How quickly can you beat this boss down? Look how quickly the boss's blue shield is being depleted when I'm just standing next to him. If you're ever having trouble with a build or finding out how to beat this game, check out my tank guide. Have a great day. Have fun.